what's true. Teach me the things that I never knew. Listen to nature's gentle song. Then he finds where he belongs.
Welcome to Living Well, Living Rich podcast. Today, we're doing something a bit different for our deep dive. What if I told you that the ultimate cure for your screen-induced brain fog isn't, some new hyper-optimized productivity app?
Right, because we definitely don't need another digital hack to fix a digital problem.
Exactly. What if the cure is actually the exact same methodology used to extract medicinal herbs in a traditional Taiwanese pharmacy?
I mean, it sounds a bit wild right off the bat, but it is deeply, deeply relevant to how we learn today.
It really is. So our mission for today's deep dives is to sort through the absolute overload of daily noise we all deal with. We want to uncover this profound centering message found in a beautifully illustrated book we've been looking at.
Yeah, it's called The Stone That Sang. And it explores this counterintuitive premise that the deepest truths aren't found in the loudest shouts.
They are found in quiet observation. And we're going to explore how that works. But before we get into the book itself, we have to introduce the creators.
Because the background here bridges simple storytelling with really deep, lifelong learning. The book is written by Dr. Shu Chen Hou and published by Kokoshungsan Ltd.
And right away, the origin story of this publisher completely reframes things. Dr. Hou has serious academic credentials. She holds a PhD from the University of Bristol in the UK.
Which is obviously a very rigorous, traditional academic background.
Right. But her publishing initiative, Kokoshungsan, isn't born out of some sterile, ivy-covered academic hall. It is actually inspired by her family's heritage.
Yes, specifically in Taiwan. Her parents, Mr. Hu Shusan and Mrs. Peng Kaifeng, founded the Yangsheng Herbal Pharmacy,
which was this long-established traditional herbal shop. And the connection between dispensing physical medicine and dispensing intellectual material is so structural here.
It really is. If we connect this to the bigger picture, think about the patience required in a traditional herbal pharmacy. You are extracting healing from roots and nature over time.
You can't just hit a button and rush that process.
Exactly. You soak the root, you wait. And that perfectly mirrors Kokoshungsan's educational philosophy. They believe in making knowledge simple and clear.
Yeah, they operate on this motto: knowledge changes destiny, education changes the world.
And their method for achieving that is centered on this idea that learning does not need to be complicated.
I love that. It's such a refreshing belief, right? Because we often overcomplicate education today. We think more data, more noise, more gamification equals better learning.
Oh, totally. We bombard learners with these multi-layered curricula.
But Kokoshungsan focuses on how small ideas, when understood clearly, can create lasting change.
Well, it strips away the pretense. You don't need a barrage of noise to induce a paradigm shift. You need a potent, highly concentrated concept.
But, okay, I have to play devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
Because my modern conditioning starts to rebel a bit.
I was waiting for that. Go ahead.
Like, I hear this philosophy of simple learning and patience, and part of me thinks, in a world where kids are competing globally in advanced STEM and AI, isn't telling them to embrace simplicity a bit overly romantic?
That is the crucial friction point, honestly. But we have to differentiate between simple and shallow.
Okay, that's a good distinction.
Right, because Kokoshungsan isn't advocating for a lack of intellectual depth. They are advocating for foundational clarity.
So it's about having a strong base before adding the complex layers.
Exactly. In a hyper-competitive environment, the students who burn out are the ones frantically memorizing the noise of complex systems. The ones who innovate possess a quiet, unshakable grasp of the simple truths.
So the simple learning philosophy ensures your intellectual foundation is so clear that the complexity doesn't crush you later on.
Yes, it is character education acting as the blueprint for technical education.
That makes perfect sense. It's not about ignoring the modern world. It's about entering it with this unshakable baseline.
Which is the perfect transition into the actual story.
Yes, let's dive into the book.
Yeah.
Because just as the author's family extracted wisdom from natural roots, the protagonist of our story extracts wisdom from a natural element.
A singing stone.
Right. So we are introduced to Lena. She's this young girl with red hair wandering through a plateau, and she encounters this mysterious stone.
And the visual texturing in the book here is vital. The stone is covered in these spiral, glowing engravings.
The sensory details are amazing. The text describes the golden sunlight striking the surface, causing the curves and lines to glow faintly.
As if they're carrying a melody, you can almost feel the warmth radiating off the page.
But then a really pivotal moment happens. The natural noise of the world, like the wind in the tall grass or the distant call of a hawk, it suddenly all recedes.
It creates this complete vacuum of sound.
And Lena's reaction is so key. In that sudden stillness, she doesn't panic or reach for a distraction. She just closes her eyes and breathes slowly.
Okay, let's unpack this, because this is the moment the stone actually speaks to her.
Oh, the perspective it brings is just staggering.
It really is. The stone says, "Long have I waited, 1,000 years buried, unseen by time's endless passage. I held every secret in my silent secrets of sun and star, of rain and root."
1,000 years. I mean, think about human impatience today.
It's hard to even conceptualize that kind of timeline.
Right. The stone sits in silent observation for a millennium, just absorbing the secrets of the universe. And we can't sit quietly for 5 minutes without checking the screen.
We really can't. We act like knowledge is something you have to actively hunt down and conquer.
Yeah, we frantically move from source to source, just terrified of missing out.
But the stone is more like a long exposure photograph.
Oh, I love that analogy. Explain that a bit more.
Well, if you snap a camera shutter in 1,000th of a second, you freeze a blurry, chaotic moment. But if you leave the lens open in silence for 12 hours, you capture the enduring trails of the stars.
Wow, yes. The stone is a long exposure consciousness. It just leaves the lens open in silence.
And that contrast to our frantic human perception is entirely deliberate. The stone is offering a warning about the modern world.
Which brings us to the core lesson of the book. The stone tells Lena, in a world full of noise, the deepest truths are heard only in stillness.
Such a stark assessment of how we live.
It is. And it warns against the volume of our society. It says, when voices clamor, desire to speak louder than another, the world grows deaf.
What's fascinating here is the psychological mechanism it points toward. It's this concept of the giving of attention.
Because we usually treat attention as something that gets taken from us, right?
Exactly. Apps mine it, notifications drill for it. But the stone teaches that true attention isn't taken. It's a profound gift you must willingly give.
So only in stillness, and by willingly giving our attention, can a single voice be heard above the endless chatter.
Precisely. If your entire bandwidth is dedicated to being the loudest broadcast in the room, you are incapable of donating attention.
You just get isolated by your own noise.
You do.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. The stone doesn't just diagnose the problem. It gives her specific instructions on what to listen to.
And it's wonderfully paradoxical.
Yeah, you'd think a 1,000-year-old magical stone would reveal the secrets of immortality. But it explicitly instructs her, do not listen to the loudest thing.
It tells her to attend to the small. Listen to the sparrow or the rustle of grass in the moonlight.
And it promises that in these whispers lies the truth of all things.
Which raises the question, why the small things? Why direct our valuable attention to a sparrow?
Right. What is the value there?
Because the small, unengineered elements of nature represent the baseline of reality. They exist without pretense.
The sparrow isn't trying to sell you a subscription.
Exactly. The grass isn't trying to win a political argument. When you tune into those unmotivated realities, you calibrate your mind to recognize actual truth.
It's an intellectual recalibration, because the loudest person in the room is rarely the wisest.
Usually the volume is just masking insecurity.
So having received this immense recalibrating wisdom, what does Lena do? The way she leaves the stone is just as important as what she heard.
The departure scene is arguably the most magical part of the book.
A faint gust stirs the plateau. It lifts a loose pebble. And then the massive stone itself literally dances on a cushion of air, then settles.
And its hum softens and pauses like a final breath.
So what does this all mean? Look at Lena's reaction. She doesn't speak.
Think about what someone today would do. We'd be live streaming the floating rock immediately.
We would absolutely monetize it for social capital. But Lena doesn't try to capture the stone or claim it.
She doesn't even pull out a camera.
No, she simply feels the truth, bows to honor the gift, and walks away without looking back.
And that is the ultimate manifestation of the Kokoshungsan philosophy.
How so?
Well, they believe stories help us understand one another and imagine new possibilities. Lena truly integrated the knowledge.
Ah, so she didn't need to cling to the teacher or possess the magical object?
Right, the wisdom of the stone was downloaded into her consciousness. She doesn't need external proof anymore.
That is just a masterclass in intellectual maturity. And then there is this beautiful return to reality at the end of the book.
It's a major sensory shift.
Yeah. Leaving the ethereal stillness, she is suddenly grounded by the slow, steady percussion of the tumble of stones beneath her boots.
The ethereal melody is replaced by her own human footsteps. It brings her back down to earth.
Literally. Because you can't live forever on the plateau in suspended silence. You have to walk back down the mountain.
And by the time she reaches the valley, the sunlight has warmed the earth.
Which is such a gorgeous metaphor. It mirrors how knowledge, as the publisher hopes, illuminates minds and empowers individuals.
It's the cycle of genuine education. You retreat to find stillness and grasp a concept without ego.
And then you return to the valley, grounded by reality, carrying that new light with you.
That is exactly how knowledge changes destiny.
It really forces you to evaluate your own life. Are we making time to retreat and listen to the singing stones, or are we just trapped in the noisy valley shouting over each other?
And the architecture of our modern world makes that retreat so difficult. The noise is intentionally engineered to keep our egos engaged.
But this book is a gentle reminder that we still have agency. We can choose where we donate our attention.
Absolutely.
And if you are looking for more tools to help build that foundational clarity, The Stone That Sang is just one example of how Kokoshungsan brings together traditional understanding and modern perspectives.
They do such incredible work bridging those worlds.
They really do. I strongly recommend that you visit Kokoshungsan.net to explore more of these amazing learning resources and educational content.
It is truly an oasis of clarity on an internet built entirely on noise.
That's Kokoshungsan.net. Highly, highly recommend checking it out. So as we wrap up today, I want to turn directly to you, the listener.
It's time to take inventory.
Yes. What is your sparrow today? What is the rustling grass you are failing to notice because you are caught up in the clamor of louder voices?
Actively finding that quiet focal point is step one.
It is the necessary first step. And I want to leave you with a final provocative thought to mull over today.
Let's hear it.
If a 1,000-year-old stone could gather the secrets of the sun, stars, rain, and roots simply by maintaining its silence, what essential truths are we missing every single day by constantly feeling the need to speak?
Benny wandered through the trees so tall. Whispers in the wind began to call. Every leaf had stories they could tell. In a forest where magic seemed to dwell. Tree trunks echoed wisdom from the past. His questions answered slow and fast. Roots that stretched beyond the sky followed secrets where dreams lie. Talk to me, trees, tell me what's true. Teach me the things that I never knew. Listen to nature's gentle song. Then he finds where he belongs. A robin sang a tune so sweet, guiding Benny's tiny feet through a glen of glowing light. Lose yourself in wonder tonight. Mystic whispers fill the air, cards hoodie like a mother's care. Close your eyes and hear the sound. Magic lives where love is found. Talk to me, trees, tell me what's true. Teach me the things that I never knew. Listen to nature's gentle song. Benny finds We're here.